All right, Mazda Dave. Go for e3, bishop d3. I'll go for an early knight d2. Oh. Oh no, that's not a good sign for him. Not a good sign for Buddy over here. Buddy Dave. We've seen this c4 move before and it does not impress. Knight e5. Oh, I mean, look at this. That Dave. Dave. Can't be playing like this, Big D. This was not even a challenge. e4, just cracking open the center. The pawn on e3 just blocks the bishop. Eventually, you do need to free your pieces. But I'm up a piece here, so everything's gonna look good, basically. Yeah, knight e6 is a huge threat. Maybe even queen h5 soon. Want the e5 square. This is just a tough game for Dave. I mean, he's dead lost out of the opening. All it took was, once again, Stonewall. Just pawns like that, put the knight on e5, and guess what? They take it, and they, and they just blundered. That's how it works. Rooks to the middle, not gonna overthink things. Knight e5 to trade pieces will be great. Well, I guess pawn takes. But knight takes is tempting because it looks to get some trades in. Knight takes, queen takes, d6, however. I can take on d7. Like, this is a great move, but I'd rather go for some trades. Okay. Let's just target this pawn. Really what I'm doing here, though, is I'm actually preparing this. Rook e3 to g3. Keeping my queen here because there is checkmate looming on g2. So queen takes c4, for example, was no good. Yeah, but this was winning completely from the opening. Like, you see how easy it is. All we did was set up the Stonewall, put the knight on e5, and guess what? He took it and he blundered a piece. It's that easy sometimes. All right, here we go. It's taken. Knight here. Let's go for f5. If he castles, oh, he's gonna go bishop there. That's fine. That doesn't look like a good move. Maybe we'll go for the classic. Queen e8. Oh, rook e1. Oh no. But wait, we get knight e4. Oops. This happens every time. Queen h5 or queen g6. Both look very good. If I want to really be direct, I think f4 could be a move here. But it's definitely not the right vibe. We want to keep this knight anchored there and just play. So I'm going to go here. This is a little too much, I think. There's a lot of stuff my opponent can do there. Ooh. Now I would normally take this way, but in this particular case, I'm thinking about giving out my bishop because of those nasty light squares. Oh, f4. Well, takes bishop f2. I'm just not getting the feeling I will mate there. So let's go here. We'll let him play f4. And bring the knight in. And just such a solid pawn chain. I think good stuff can happen for us here. That was, unfortunately, his last two moves really made things easier for me. Now we got a very strong bishop in there. And I think we can just gang up on this pawn to win the game. Get off that diagonal. Funny thing about this is that it actually guarantees that we trade rooks because his own rook is boxed in there. And with the king cut off, we can just motor our A and B pawns down the board. I think the Stonewall really struck again there. I mean, queen e8 and knight e4 is so overpowered. It always seems to work. Even now at 1450, 1500. You get out of the pin, they don't really notice. They should definitely take the knight, but they never ever do. They play rook e1 and walk into knight e4. Because normally, if these pawns weren't here, rook e1, there's no way you can play knight e4 and walk into a pin. Even if one pawn was there, it's not good enough. f3 is coming. But knight e4, there's no pawns that can hit it, and you're about to move your queen off. So, but yeah, this is a once again pretty nasty game, but all from knight e4. Okay, we managed to get a Stonewall against e4. That's an achievement in itself. All right, we're 1446, the same rating as our opponent. Only one of us can become a 1450 this day. Only one of us. f4, remember not to allow e5. Bishop there. I don't mind the trade. Well, I do mind it. I'd prefer if it wasn't the case, but such is life. Okay, f6. Like, are you really trying to play e5? I can't tell. I really think he is. That's weird. Yeah, something wrong with that. e5. Well, I'm seeing this, so I think it's time for just e4. Hello, Mattis. Thank you, buddy. Oh, we're going all right. This this Stonewall is now highly effective because he's got tons of light square weaknesses. Like, people simply cannot play this kind of trash, you know? Pawn to f6? Like, what? Not allowed. Knight into e6 kind of looks nasty. Oh, that knight on e6, guys. I'm not sure I need to say anything more. That looks disgusting. Oof. This is brutal for my opponent here. Well, that knight is absolutely saying hello here. Maybe bishop a6. I mean, the king can't castle. That's the nastiest part about this knight. Rooks to the middle. Okay, h5 is technically hanging here. I don't know if that's something we want to go grab, though. Take here next. Yeah, the guy cannot castle here. He cannot castle. That move doesn't look like it helps. I think knight e4 is quite nasty. Queen takes, knight takes d6 looks winning. Oof, this should be brutal. Remember, at the moment, I'm technically not up any material. As crazy as that sounds. There are a lot of ways to win stuff here. A lot. Takes on d6. On c5. Anything takes here. Knight f6. Like, it all wins something. Even though there's a lot of tempting ways to win material, I think the cruelest way to play is knight c5. Not only does it trap the queen, you know, into the depths of c8 and a8, but it just leaves his position so helpless. Like, the king is just stuck. I mean, it's just the most brutal thing. He takes here. It's just a free piece. It also threatens mate. Well, you're not going to be surprised to see that I'm going right back in. Ouch. Like I said, unfortunately only one of us could be 1450 today, and it was gonna be me. As fate would have it. GG. But seriously, like, this move is just not playable. You can't do this, develop your knight over there, and expect me to not eventually push pawns in the center. Like c4, e4. So you want to make sure when you're playing the Stonewall, like, yeah, you do this, but when people do something like this, if I just continued like normal Stonewall moves, here, here, maybe e5 would happen, I get in trouble. You have to be able to recognize when someone's moving their pawn like that, light squares on the diagonal are so weak, wasting time, so far away from castling, it's time to play in the center. So if you have that ability to play the Stonewall, but still be flexible and understand when your opponent's basically blundering in the opening, that you're not just going to be a robot and play the exact same way, then you'll be really lethal with it. Rauglot. All right. Let's see. Moment of truth. I feel like in general, knight c3 is a good sign for this, but f3, what the hell is that? Well, I'm nothing if not consistent. a3, ever a dangerous move. d3, remarkable moves by the opponent here. Okay. g3. Fascinating stuff. A very interesting opponent we got here, isn't it? Oh no, he's gonna checkmate me. It's definitely mate. When your opponent's up to something, just let him do it. I mean, I can't be too scared of bishop takes. They just gotta let him do it. Let him do it. All right. I suppose if you're going to offer me pawns in the middle, I'm supposed to feel obliged to take it. So here goes nothing. Let's attack the bishop. Our knight's blocking a pretty good diagonal there. Queen's actually in the way of castling, which is not very good. Bishop here is screaming for that move to be played. Because if he takes here, that's the dream, right? Then our Stonewall dreams have come true. So there's no way you can do that. Ugh. Makes me sick. Makes me sick just looking at that move. Ugh. Nasty. All right, so he's ready to castle. I wish we could do this to win a piece or something, but I'm not really seeing a way to do that. After he castles, what move do we want to have ready? I mean, these pawns are pretty much perfect. But I know his next move is like knight e2 and castle, so I mean, what do I want to play after that? I mean, d4 would be nice, but I'm not sure I can force it. I think this is a pretty a reasonable starting move. Bishop c5 looks nice. Okay, he's taken the square I think his knight wanted, so very happy to see that. Very happy. Now bishop f5, I think he can play g4 and f5. So I'm actually not super interested in that, which is what I'm going to play here. So now if he plays this, I can take. Takes, king d2. Might work, but I'll save it. I'll save it for now. I want to have maybe some more rooks in the middle before I embark on that. And again, his queen is exactly where the knight wants to go, so he didn't really think ahead when he played that move. So now the knight wants to appear. But now I'm looking at this. King d2, e3. Has to go king d3 to keep protecting his knight, but then we've got bishop f5. He's going to lose c3 at some point. Gotta take. Got to take. Check. I mean, how committed is he to guarding his knight? He's so committed. Look at that move. King to d4. Well, at this point, I mean, I can win this knight by playing c5 check. But I almost don't want to give him the opportunity to run back. Because now, now I'm starting to think, hang on a sec. You're just getting mated. Like queen b4 check. Yeah, it's great. But I'm thinking rook e8, I can just mate you. So I'm in the school of rook f to e8 here. Don't even allow him to go back. It's not about winning this knight anymore. I think this is mate. So many mates coming up. And he resigned. GG. I think he knew what was coming. Something bad. All right. It's time for the white pieces. Let's play e3. e6 is always a fantastic move to see. We love to see moves like e6 because we know that the bishop can't come out. The next thing we want to see is knight f6. Perfect, because we don't want f5 to happen from him. All right. Take control of that square. Now he can't jump in. We're playing f4 next. And now he can't play e5. And we are now in literally the ideal, absolute best version of the Stonewall, where he can't play knight e4. Okay, so very important moment here. Knight e4 is actually possible. Knight takes, pawn takes. Do I like that? Absolutely not. So I'm going to play the most annoying move in the position, queen f3. It's going to stop knight e4 pretty much for the rest of the game. It's important not to get carried away and play moves like knight f3, thinking that you're just backing up your own knight, because your opponent's going to play knight e4, they're going to play f6, they're going to have a strong knight, and they're going to kick your knight out. So the only thing I'm doing is playing to prevent him from putting a knight on e4. And I've already got my knight on e5. Position should play itself. Take this way. Always take this way. All right. a5. Why is he playing that? I'll tell you why. Because he's tilted and he wants to now trade bishops. That's exactly why he's doing that. Bishop to a6. The panic is setting in. Strong knight on e5 is making itself known. You have a couple options here. One might be queen e2 to stop that, but you know, a stubborn guy is going to play queen c8 and always be looking to play bishop a6. Doesn't really do that much. And the other moves are moving the rook, right? Queen e2, queen c8, I think this move happens anyway, and I can't really avoid it. But if I move my rook, then bishop here, I could just step back. So I'm gonna move my rook onto a useful square. Ah, now you see rook c8. This is great. Now he's not doing that at all. I can put that in the back of my mind, and I can continue with our ultra aggressive g4, g5. Looks pretty scary. There we go, forcing him to take. Threatening mate. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. I think you can guess our next move, knight f3, opening up this bishop. We have moves like g5, moves like bishop takes. He's literally playing rook c8, rook b8. Like, what on God's green earth is this guy doing? Like, what? What are you up to, my friend? Have to do it. I mean, it's one of those things you just don't calculate. You just know it's gotta work. Bishop h6. We have a rook lift if we need it. Now, important after this move to take our time and really find the nastiest way to proceed. Pawn takes. Knight takes doesn't convince me. I think he might still be lost, but maybe rook takes. And although we have like queen check here, you gotta make sure you're finishing the variation. Takes, rook takes, queen check, only move. Queen check, only move. Knight mate. Important to see that. Takes, knight takes. Okay, now we need to work a little bit. I'm assuming queen check or knight g5, or both. But probably something like queen check, king there, knight g5. And then we'll deliver a mate to follow. Now in this position, queen takes e6 is an insanely good move. Pawn takes, you know, everything to follow. But I think that after pawn takes here, we'll get our attack going the best possible way. Queen e6 is a great move. I just think this is more or less a forced sequence. We'll see what he wants to do. I have a feeling he's going to take with the rook. Knight takes. I was looking at rook e5, which I really liked. This, unfortunately, just leads to mate in a couple moves. Check, check, and a beautiful mate. And that's only 22 moves. Not that long. That's just what the Stonewall does. Gets you these attacking positions. But it's important to understand some concepts here. Queen f3, most important move you could play. Okay, in this position, there's a lot of moves possible. As a, you know, as a Stonewall player, you might play c3. But what I'm saying is that knight e4 is so annoying. It's gonna ruin your life. Knight e4 happens, tell me what you wanna do. Takes, okay, takes, and I mean what? This bishop is now blocked. Black can play f5. There's like nothing going on. You don't have an attack anymore. If you want to play queen f3 now, well, guess what? They play f5 and they play knight here. Take, like, this doesn't feel very good. It's not a huge attack anymore. So you have to stop him from going knight e4. If you don't, it just sits on your face here. Queen f3 is great because you're intending this, you're intending g4, g5, and you're stopping knight e4. Multi-purpose, beautiful move. So even though it looks like your plan is knight e5, knight f3, it's important to remember that your knight almost never wants to go to f3 unless there's no knight e4 coming. So here, awful move would be knight f3. Terrible. Knight e4. And I mean, what's going to happen here? I have no knight e5 myself. I'm dealing with the guy on e4. It's like the worst of both worlds. I don't have e5 and he has the e4 square. So you clear the f3 square for your pieces to use, not for your other knight to go there. The knight often stays here and just waits. and the bishop looks useless, but guess what? It often stays there for the entire game. So look at this game, and look at when I move my knight. It was only once there was no knight e4. Now I can move my knight finally. There we go. And as soon as it moved, I mean, the bishop was ready to go. Bishop takes h6, and it plays itself from there. We're against the captain, Captain Moe. All right. F5, here it comes, Captain. Captain Moe. Here I come, boy. Damn it, Captain. Stop that. Stop that. This move is really just prevents me from doing the Stonewall. That's the only reason I'm not a big fan of this move. It's not the most dangerous move, but I just find it kind of annoying. So we're gonna try our very, 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 very best to end up with a pawn here, but it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be very difficult. Let's take here. I have a good feeling about this. Knight e5. Okay, okay. Knight e4, I'm thirsting for, but it's pinned at the moment. I can't quite do it. Let's offer a trade. I'm very happy to do this because that defends my pawn. That's exactly what I want. It's a good move. I think it's time to go for it's time to go for our special. Queen e8. It's all come down to this move. Queen e8. Will he understand what's happening? Mr. Moe. Okay. He probably does understand what's happening, but let's proceed anyway. We're out of the pins, so we want to get that knight in. Don't forget about backwards knight moves. I tried to tell him. Backwards knight moves. Now, question is that completely winning? I think it is. I believe that it is. We have to be careful of a few moves, but I think knight g5 should be sufficient. Because there is some stuff here, but you know what? The knight guarding the bishop on e6 is very, very good. I think that's going to be useful for us. And if we get attacked, we can always go back to e4 and block the rook. So I think somehow we'll be okay here. No knight c7, no knight f4. We should just be up a piece here. So a couple things. I can play bishop takes like that. And if queen takes, queen f7. I can also just move my queen. So I should end up a piece. Oof. Suppose I can choose here. Hey, bruh.
Oh, I'm on.
Just punched in a solid 6.5 in Titty Tuesday.
I was, while you were away, I was getting around there too myself.
You just wanted to make sure people didn't even notice I was gone.
Yeah, in the morning.
Some of the morning TTs. Did you see Salty against Grilled Peppers?
I didn't.
That's the type
I
of
just
match
passed
that could
out.
wake you up from a slumber.
I read about it afterwards, but I'm very interested in watching it for real.
Yeah.
Maybe on the YouTube channel though. I might have to save my eyeballs.
Save your first view for the YT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it sounds like it might be YouTube quality.
I think anything with Salty Clown in it is immediately YouTube quality. Salty's been working hard for our views this morning. Oh, Salty.
Get coffee after the
Yep. Oh, feel free to make a coffee now, brah. You know, it's just Captain Moe here.
Oh, Captain Moe.
Just Captain Moe. Yeah, read it in the papers. That's right. Hey, read all about it. Read all about it. Okay, now it's pinned. Expecting this, of course. But if I'm expecting it, maybe he's gonna surprise us all. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anything except the expected with Captain Moe. Let's see if he knows what I'm up to. Okay. This is very much one of these moments. You know? Now, this looks like a great move. But in doing so, we don't really... In playing a great move, we lose the opportunity for this. We have to just play the habits, right? Adam Hart Lover. Okay, he's playing here. He's on to me, I think. He's like forcing me to win. It's like, damn, all right, Captain Moe. If you're gonna say it like that. Okay. Do we keep this? It's kind of unfortunate. But I think I'm gonna go here. I don't know about check. We'll do this one. Of course not taking that. I'll just do this. Oh, hang on. I'll give a check first. I was gonna take, but remember, if he goes here, it's mate, so we'll just ensure that he's going to the D file before we pre-move anything. No checks for white. Important. Check. I hope. Huh? Okay. Wait a minute, he's a speedster. 95, 97, but my pawn's gonna queen. My pawn's gonna queen. Captain Moe. Ah. He's a wise guy, huh? Mr. Moe, this was not very Brazilian of you. Surely you could have been more resilient, Captain Moe. Ah, you can't go down that easy, exactly. Good game, Moe. Not bad at all. But we have to give Moe some credit, you know. You set these traps once in a blue moon, and they fall for them once in a blue moon. And he didn't fall for it. Only with a second to spare. You know what it was? It was Queen E8 again. I didn't like my position here, but Queen E8, Knight E4, we started making stuff happen. Queen E8 once again. Wow, look at you. You made it, didn't you? To the end of another Stonewall episode. Well, congratulations. And if you're watching and enjoying, but you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that button right now. Also, click that bell to turn on post notifications so you never miss another video. See you in the next episode.